Welcome back, guys. Emo Tempest here, and this week I just want to talk about some news, go over a couple things with you that's happened in the last couple days. Definitely want to talk about all the Opus 5 spoilers we have. We can go over that really quick just for some of you. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this and had your opinions on a bunch of cards, but yeah, let's get right into it real quick. I guess the first one, we're going to go in Element, in the order of Elements, and I want to talk about that 3-cost Refia we've seen that we got spoiled to us about a week and a half ago, I think. Yeah, or almost 2 weeks actually, I think. This one was from the official website, the TCG website, and it reads: Job Warrior the job Warrior of Light forwards and water forwards other than Refia you control gain 1,000 power. That's already just super annoying. I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably go back to water once Opus 5 comes out. But yeah, and then duel a total of 5 active water forwards or water backups. And then effect is choose a forward your opponent controls, return it to its owner's hand. Now, at first I read it and I was like, oh, either 5 backups or 5 forwards, but it can be a combination of the two. So you can do, your 3 backups and your 2 forwards if you need to. It's just, this is such a great card in a mono water deck. I believe mono water might even start playing the Warrior of Light, like the light one. So I don't know. There's just so many possibilities here with this. Between Waka, Cecil, and now this, water forwards are going to be getting 3K, and now it has an extra, Leviathan effect on the board. And 3K, 7K for a 3-drop is always a good thing. I believe Water has some of the best 3-drops now between Ash and Garnet, and now this. I don't know how well it would work with the 9 engine as well, because you're gonna have to make room for this and the whatchamacallit and the Warrior of Lights and everything. So yeah, that's just one thing to worry about. But other than that, this card is great. Also in Water right now, I want to talk about this card. Now, for some of you who don't know, this is Ozma. Ozma was like a secret boss in Final Fantasy IX. Probably the most difficult boss. It had like so many crazy effects. You probably had to be well above 80 to even like consider fighting this guy. I don't think I ever beat him, honestly. Like, I know I definitely tried, and I think the last I remember my save file was trying to just level grinding so I can try to fight him. But anyway, this is a monster, and I'll read it to you now. Until for 0 CP, until the end of the turn, Ozma becomes an 8K forward that doesn't receive damage from Dark Element. You can only use this ability once per turn. Now, that is for free? I don't know. I found this is the first time we're going to see anything that costs 0 CP to activate, but that's just insane. It's 5 CP to deploy and 0 CP to make a forward. So yeah, it also has an S ability, which is S, 2 waters, and 2 any other CP. Until the end of the turn, all forwards your opponent controls lose 2,000 power for each CP they cost. That doesn't even, like, at first in my head I'm thinking that doesn't even make sense. Like, there must have been something lost in translation there. But honestly, that effect is out of control. It'll pretty much break any 4K 8K forward that isn't buffed. You know what I'm saying? Like, or any 3K 3 cost forward with 7K, like, even if it is buffed, it's just like, I'll break anything. Even 5, it's just gonna break your whole opponent's board. Like, I understand getting Ozma out and then being able to get his S ability off might be more difficult than it seems, but this is a board wipe all on its own. Like, you can play triple Cagnazzo and the Scholar, or you can just play triple Ozma and kind of hope to get away with it. Obviously, Ember doesn't let him come out, or you can use his S ability or whatever. But still, that's just that's too strong. That's too strong if you ask me. At least Airman, the Wind Airman's gonna definitely see some play now. People might be able to tech it. I can definitely, with seeing this one, I would like to say we will probably see a lot more 5-cost monsters, and hopefully something to compete with this, because again, these are two water cards that I don't think water needed right away. But yeah, going from there, I want to talk about this one. This one, we don't have its effect yet. I thought I had a source for it. Like, I remember reading it maybe, but I don't. This one, and a Luso, which is another card I'll show you in a sec once we get to Wind, was originally revealed at the I want to say Worlds or Nationals last year. But yeah, this is gonna be. I know I talk about the art a lot, but this is original art that they redid for this game, for this card, and it's Palem. We all love, Palem. But yeah, so that's another spoiler. I can't wait to see what he does. Going into the one we got last week, Volker. Now, I don't remember all of Final Fantasy XI story, but I definitely say that I do remember his special ability. So I'll get into his effect. When Volker or a category 11 forward enters your field, choose one forward. It cannot be blocked this turn. Now that's just super fun. It's kind of like, I believe it's Red Mage. It says can't block this turn. So it's got an on summon effect like that. And then Vorpal Blade, which is cool. Again, that was like one of your limit breakers back in Final Fantasy XI. Choose one blocking forward, break it. Very simple. Just obviously you pitch a copy of Volker and you'll get away with that. He's on curve, so he's not a bad card, honestly. And I don't know how much play he'll see, considering Fire has a lot of 4-cost forwards that are great, especially ever since everyone's using Furion now to help deal 4K damage and stuff like that. But Volker's cool. I approve. He's an interesting card. And considering that we're going to be getting, I expect us to get a lot more 11 forwards this game, because right now we don't have that many, or 11 cards, honestly. So that's cool. And I think one of the big ones, this is a legendary that we got spoiled to us. It is Phoenix. Now, Phoenix says it's a 7 CP summon, and from Final Fantasy Mobius. I want to talk about that for a second too, because I believe Mobius is really recent. It was like 2015 that the game came out. I believe it's only a mobile game, and I think Steam just got it or something. I don't know all the details on that, but that's not important. But what excites me about this is that Mobius is a newer game, no more than 3 years old now, and we're already seeing cards from it. That leads me to believe that we're going to be getting a lot of newer cards from newer games. Mostly, like, I expect this set, if not hopefully the next set, by the end of this year, I would say I will see category 15. And we're talking Noctis, Prompto, all of them. Ariana, or whatever her name is. Aranea, thank you. And then I was just getting... And yeah, that'd be cool. It's just... I was worried that since they're redoing this game, we were just going to follow, like, a series of predetermined sets or nothing. But the fact that I'm seeing Mobius stuff makes me, like I said, makes me think that we're going to get newer Final Fantasy stuff, which is cool, and I like that. But anyway, getting into its effect, choose a forward of cost 3 or less in your break zone, and up to 1 forward your opponent controls. Play the first one duel on the field and deal 8k to the second one. So summon something 3 or less, reborn something, I guess, and then deal 8k. That's cool. Like, I like that. I guess I want to say this is gonna try to, like, stay on par with Raiden and, like, the other big summons, but Fire already has Bahamut. So I don't know if Fire needs more big summons than better forwards and better backups, but this is still a cool card. It's not, it's another Reborn. I think up until now we only have Lena, who's bringing back cards like that from the grave, other than Scarjo and Scarmillion, and I can't think of any more, but yeah. So I don't know, maybe we could have Reborn decks and stuff like that. That's something to think about. And I think that's it for Fire. We're going to jump into Wind really quick. Again, going back to something we saw at Nationals back in the day. This was the first spoiler that we actually technically got. It's Luso from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. We don't have an effect for him yet, but this is original art. Like the Palem I showed earlier, this is brand new art. Now, do I like this art? Not necessarily, but again, I like that they're going to be doing new art and new stuff just specifically for this game. A lot of card games don't do that, and this is something that I really enjoy. So definitely I look forward to more of these original arts. And now we'll get into Mion. This is a category 14 card. 2 CP backup. When Mion enters the field, choose a character other than Mion you control. You may return it to your hand. If you do so, draw a card. Now, that'll... what? So right now, we only have a few cards that kind of let us take back our backups mostly. I know this has characters, but our backups and kind of mess around with what we have in play. I think Mion opens the kind of that format up a little where, you know, we can play a lot of things right away and then kind of shuffle around things we need to, just so we don't expose our hand. Like, let's say I find this very useful in a Wind Earth deck, because Earth has a lot of backups, a lot of important backups that just need to stay on the board, or that you want to get rid of and stuff like that stay on the board that you want to get rid of so you can play again, because you do play multiple copies. Raban's a good one. Shantoto's another good example of this for you. And so I do think Wind Earth is going to be something that's going to use this card a lot. Now we'll go into Earth. Also, Heretic Knight Garland, 7 CP, 8k forward, job class Knight, and also for Mobius. See, I never played Mobius, but these are 2 cards for Mobius that we're seeing. And again, I don't know how much we're willing to get from these new games, but category Mobius, if they have a searcher, who knows, they might get their own thing this set, like Final Fantasy VI got their own last set. We'll see. When Heretic Knight Garland enters the field, choose a backup of cost 4 more your opponent controls, break it. Now, I don't like this card at all. Honestly, it doesn't seem very playable. There's only a few 4-cost forwards you might even want to break. Now, it's not to say there isn't going to be more 4-cost forward backups, excuse me. I don't know if I said backups just a second ago. But yeah, 4-cost backups that you're going to want to break. The only one that comes to mind right away is Maria. I wouldn't want to pop a Shantoto. I wouldn't want to pop a Raban. I wouldn't want to pop anything like that. So just to give my opponent a chance to do it again, no thanks. But yeah, so I don't see that card seeing a lot of play. Again, I could be wrong. I don't have... If you guys find a use for it right off the top, please hit me up. Let me know. Put it in the comments. We can talk about it. And then we're just going to go down to Sid Raines. This is Ice now. An EX Burst. This is a EX Burst that we see. And Sid Raines is a 4-cost backup from Pictologica. Also, there's another one that I think is a new game that I didn't expect to see any art from right away. So that's something interesting. But yeah, so Sid Raines, when Sid Raines enters the field, choose a dual forward your opponent controls, deal it 7k. Now, see, this is a 4k backup, a 4 CP backup that I don't see. I don't really think is necessary. We like the Sid Raines we have now, and it's not like it has an S ability or something, but I think backup, if this had like a backup with an S ability, then maybe that'd be cool, just so you can play multiple copies of it for the EX Burst. But I don't know. I don't see, to me this is going to be, it's very underwhelming, like the Cloud promo we got for Opus 4. It's just 7k is good, but it's never just enough. It's never quite enough for some things. But yeah, and I want to get into this one. I saved this one for last because I want to talk about it. Warsaw did mention something to me, and her name is Ilua. I think her name is Ilua. 3 CP, 6k forward, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance with haste. Each turn, the first time Ilua is targeted by your opponent's summons or abilities, null their effect. So if I wanted to get rid of it, I'd have to overcommit to this card, and probably for nothing. But its S ability is what really has got me going. All of the forwards you control, they gain haste until the end of the turn. Until the end of the turn, all forwards your opponent controls lose 2,000 power. So that's just like Warsaw thinks, and I see where he came up with this idea. But this card might single-handedly make OTK plays. You know, if we can get a lot of forwards on the board, and then it's just give everyone haste and reduce my opponent's board by 2k. And then if I have lightning, so I'm assuming also Cyclops in my hand or something like that, I'm definitely going to be able to start swinging over all these big problems that I have, or just get through the board. Especially if I Alcid into something. She's an Alcid target, I believe. Yeah, 3-cost lightning, so Alcid into her, and then I have 2 more backups or something. I don't know, man. Make Behemoth a forward if I just dropped it, just deployed it. And then just give everyone haste and reduce your field. Like, that's swinging for at least 3-4 cards. Yeah, this is cool. I don't think they're going to make any more copies of this, so getting the S abilities off is going to be a little difficult. But again, it is just an S. You don't have to play any CP, so it's more feasible. Something I see happening a lot more than Ozma. But yeah, that's it for the spoilers, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure you've seen most of these already. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it myself, give you my 2 cents. Next thing I want to talk about actually is the North American 2018 competitive season. Now, Final Fantasy announced it earlier, late last week, I think, and they pretty much gave us all the dates to all of the Crystal Cup qualifiers, which pretty much are the regional events, if you will. Top 4 make it to get qualified to enter, was it Nationals, I think, or even Worlds? I don't know. I think it's Nationals in London, and then from there we go to Worlds. But you can definitely count me in for the one in Boston, Massachusetts in April, and let me know if you guys are gonna be there. We can meet up. I just hang out. I don't know, man. We could play a couple games. I don't mind at all. And you can definitely count me in for Indianapolis. It says there's gonna be 2 Crystal Cups there, which is definitely cool. If I don't get anywhere in Boston, or if I don't make it to any of the other events, I might try to do Canada or Kansas City or maybe even Cali, but I'm not sure about those. I'd say Seattle, but just traveling to Seattle can be so expensive sometimes. I don't know why, but it always is. Every time I want to go there, it's always more expensive than anywhere else. But definitely going to Boston in April, and I'm hoping that my locals will have a local qualifier, which is one of the other events they mentioned. So they mentioned the Crystal Cup qualifiers, local qualifiers, and last chance qualifiers. Pretty much Crystal Cups are the regionals, locals are smaller events just for the people who can't, mainly for the people who can't attend the bigger events, and a last chance qualifier is the day before Nationals, I think, and it doesn't really count. Oh, it gets you. It's as it says. It's your last chance to get in there. So there won't be any more other chances to get it, and it's right before the main event. So yeah. Worst case scenario, I'll go to the last chance qualifier if I can't get into it any other way. But I do hope to make it to the North American Championship with this. And yeah, that's it for the events, man. I'm really excited. This, like I said earlier, at the first video of the year, there's 3 sets coming out this year. They just announced all their North American events, and we have a lot to do. We're gonna be in it, guys. I'm gonna give you as much coverage as I can from those places, talk to a lot of people, get more interviews, hopefully, from some of my fellow winners, because I was going to bother Sam, but I didn't. I should have, but it's okay. I will see him, I'm sure, at Boston and for sure Indianapolis, so we'll see what happens at those events. Thanks, guys, for sticking by. Oh, I did want to announce we hit 150 subs this week, and I am going to be doing a giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to give away yet. I think probably some legendaries or some cards. But if anybody's interested, we also have these. I do make these for fun on the side. These are fuse bead pop art. And so these are some of our favorite characters. You know, we have Vivi, Freya, I know from 9. And for some of the other Final Fantasy X guys, we have Titus. And this one, I'm sure you've seen in the background, or I don't remember if I posted it, but we have Sephiroth. Yeah. Let me know what you guys would prefer. I will make the video next week. If I have enough feedback from you guys, we'll do something cool. And I want to thank everyone who's subscribed lately. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.